Joining me this Sunday, the 12th of February, is Richie Sampson from Soul Kinda Wonderful, talking about his latest album, Closer and Closer to You. Never knew love till I found you.
Oh, wasn't that wonderful? That was fantastic music.
So you win again. Do you like good music? Yeah. That sweet soul music. Yeah, yeah. As long as it's true, so get ready, get ready. Here I for you to me on everything, the sweetest song like this. Saturday night at the movies. Feel the fun and fun. No matter when I can't help myself. Oh, what a joy.
Morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are across the globe. Welcome to On the Sofa with yours truly, Esther Austin. Well, finally, this man is very, very tenacious. I bumped into him last year. He was the support act for the 3 Degrees at Pizza Express in Holborn. And that's when we sort of discovered each other in a way. And since then, he's been relentless in getting my attention to his work. But he's got some phenomenal stuff out there, and we're going to be talking about his latest album, which is called Closer and Closer to You. Never knew love till I found you. So welcome Richie Sampson from Soul Kinda Wonderful.
Hey Esther, how you doing? I'm really
I do that. It's almost like I felt with that sort of introduction, it's almost like we need bells and whistles, isn't it? I'll have to put some of those in.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Okay, so Richie, I like to ask my guests in a nutshell, in a peanut shell, or a coconut shell, who is Richie Sampson?
Well, Richie Sampson is the lead singer of the multi-award-winning group Soul Kinda Wonderful. We are 3 times national music award winners. Obviously, we are the official #1 tribute to the legendary group The Drifters in the UK because we've been voted as such. And our star continues to rise.
Excellent. And Richie, I mean, how did you get into the music industry? Because you've been in it for quite a while. You've had so many other accolades. I think you were being quite coy there with your achievements, and we're going to unpeel those as we go through the interview. But how did you get into the music industry initially, and why the Drifters?
The thing is, the Drifters, the reason how I got here in the first place is because I was a humble science teacher. I was a teacher of physics and chemistry, and I worked, in your hometown, Esther. I worked in Greenwich, the John Brown School of Greenwich. I was a science teacher, and I came to London, and my passion for music has always been overwhelming. And I used to go and see the groups there, and from there, I've managed to just pursue my music, my writing. And we used to go to a place in the West End called The Spot. I don't know if it exists. It was Singers' Night at The Spot on Sunday. And we'd meet Shaf Khan, we'd meet, and we'd meet, the manager of the Drifters called Faye Treadwell. She came up to me one night while I was singing and said, "Would you like to run Drifters?" I said, "I don't know. Who are the Drifters? I don't know what is this." So, it went from there. And then I learned that the Drifters are probably one of the most significant groups in the music industry because they were formed in 1950. They've had several name changes, but they're big significant, and their songs are everlasting. And I caught the bug from there, and here I am with you on the sofa with you, talking about the music of the Drifters and talking about the music of Richie Sampson's music right now.
Yes.
The album Closer and Closer to You. I'm here. I'm here, sort of living the dream, living the
Yes,
dream.
excellent, excellent. And I like when I read your brief, Richie, that you talked about, where you're coming from humble beginnings, as they said, forming in nightclubs, and then you're, in palaces, and the types of people that you're performing for and in front of. It was almost like that sort of Cinderella story. Can you just share a little bit more about those experiences?
To be honest with you, this music has taken me from the far-flung regions of the Midlands, where I'm from. My family came here, from the Caribbean, from Dudley, West Midlands. I studied at Leicester University, and
I used
and
to
now,
regular.
yeah, so I studied physics, I studied chemistry at Leicester University, and now I then discovered music, and this music has taken me from here to Leicester, where I've come back, to Dubai, to Spain, to Bahrain, for royalty, for the King of Bahrain. And I just can't believe this journey right now.
Wow. And how do you keep or remain humble, or having a sense of humility, Richie?
It's not difficult, because music humbles me, because as long as I'm able to do what I do what I love, and play my music and perform, and get the reaction from the people on the luxury cruises that I tour with, on occasion, the P&O, the Saga cruises, where people are going, "Oh, you're so fantastic." I'm not fantastic. I stand on the shoulders of giants. They're the people who, the Drifters are fantastic, the Temptations are fantastic, the Four Tops are fantastic.
Absolutely.
All I do is to pay tribute to them. And I'm influenced by them, so I write songs, influenced by their music. And I'm so there are people around who appreciate it.
Excellent, excellent. So now, Richie, tell us a little bit more about your latest album. What inspired that? And there are 14 tracks plus a bonus track. So just share what inspired that.
What inspired me is, as I say, soul and Motown music. Inspired by soul and Motown music, Smokey Robinson, all the greatest songwriters that ever lived on this planet. I'm now influenced. My writing is influenced by them. But the album is an uplifting album. It's about love. It's about happiness. It's about positiveness. It's about, sharing your life on this planet while we're still here. So it's an inspirational album. And I'm influenced by those guys. And I'm influenced by Hope. I'm influenced by the music of Bob Marley, who is a fellow countryman. I'm influenced by all
Jamaica. You're Jamaican then.
I'm Jamaican, and I was there at Christmas. I visit Port Royal, and then I visit Bob Marley's museum. So I'm so privileged when I go to those places, knowing that these people laid down a track or a foundation that I can travel along.
Excellent, excellent. Well, from that album, because I've listened to it several times, and I do have my favorites. One of my favorites is number 12, Take Me, Hold Me. It's not just melodic, it's very poignant. It just takes you back, and it creates this space of, I felt like I was listening to Little Anthony. It just created that feel.
Little Anthony and the Imperials.
And the Imperials, yes.
Oh, wow.
And most of your music on that track, there was one or two that had like a Northern Soul vibe to it. I think that was number 2, actually, Closer and Closer. It's got that sort of Northern Soul vibe to it. Yeah. Then number 3, Live It Up, it was another very poignant track.
Wow.
You're talking about life, and you're talking about aspiration, and there's a thread throughout your album, Richie, where it's very much about humanity, mankind, reaching out to, looking after. But like you said, it's also about let's live life.
Yes.
The
poignant phrase in this Live It Up song that I got on there, that you got, is to live the life you love and love the life you live. It's a phrasing that is a common phrase, and it's now inducted in the Oxford Dictionary as a phrase.
Okay.
But Marley first said that, live the life you love, love the life. So I've written a song, Live It Up. This is a song of hope, positivity to say, listen, go out there and get the best you can out of life, no matter what gets you down in the day. Make sure it gets you up by night, and move forward in that genre. And all the songs carry that theme.
They do.
You know, and I'm so happy that I'm able to write in that way, where it's all positive, and the people are responding to it because we need a bit of happiness right now in this life.
Yeah.
You know, there's a war going on I never thought I'd see war of one country against another in my lifetime, but it's happening right now. So I'm saying, listen, it may not be the solution to the problem or the ultimate solution, but it's a way forward that we can, you know, be positive and share the happiness that we should have on this planet.
Excellent, excellent. And there's more than just the war going on, because you can see that people are stressed, they're frustrated. There is that energy you can feel out there. And so an album like yours just sort of dips into all those places, whether it's a romantic love, whether it's a friendship love, whether it's just a place of hope. It's got all those elements in there. And then I must say, another favorite, sorry to butt in, another favorite was Romeo, because that's, you know, when Romeo, when I listen to that, it reminds me of Greece, you know, you're the one that I want. It's got
I'm so happy that you like Romeo, because when I went to school, and I'm a scientist now, I have a degree in science, and they call me a scientist, but when I went to school, I studied English literature, and I never knew. It took me, maybe I'm a slow learner, but Romeo told me, when I studied Romeo and Juliet, it went, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou? I thought they meant, Romeo, you're always late. What's wrong with you, man? You're late again. But what
that's
Romeo,
the Jamaican understanding of it, isn't it?
Well, yeah. So what it means is, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou? Which side of the family do you belong to? Because Romeo and Juliet is like West Side Story, two families in feud. You know, the Montague and the Capulets. So when Juliet stands at the window, go, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou? She means, which side of the family do you belong to? And it took me so long to get it. Maybe I should study science and forget about things, because I'm not an artist.
You've done pretty well to this, you know, up until this level, so we can forgive you, Richie.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
And so, you know, this year, as we are sort of, we're sort of coming through the first quarter of 2023, Richie, you know, what has Soul Kinda Wonderful in store this year? Because you've got quite a few tours going to happen this year, isn't it?
The tour, I'm so happy, because out of the lockdown, where you understand, Esther, we had nothing. And when I met you, we were just coming out of it, and I was on tour with the legendary group 3 Degrees.
Yes.
And you were there in the West. It was in London. And you were there to come to see us. And I was so privileged to meet you. And then I told you about Soul Kinda Wonderful, and you took an interest. And I'm so happy that Soul Kinda Wonderful has picked up such an interest, where our date sheet in January is now 62. That's 62. That's a lot.
Wow.
So, and they're coming in every day right now. So I'm kind of busy right now, and I'm kind of happy that we're on the theaters, we're in the corporates, we're on the cruises across the world, P&O, the Sava cruises. As I said, I've just come back from the Caribbean and for Christmas.
Oh, show off. You've mentioned
I
it.
visited Jamaica, Barbados, Tortola. You know, I'm so happy that I'm living that dream. I could see the hand going, talk to the face that and then listen. But it's true, man.
Excellent, excellent. And there was something else I wanted to ask. It slipped my mind, but you know, this has been really incredible. The name Soul Kinda Wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, that's a real soul sort of it's a real sort of soul feel. I know that might sound quite silly, but I think you know what I mean. Just give us a bit of insight into the name.
Insight into Soul Kinda Wonderful. As you know, the Drifters did a hit, and Marvin Gaye covered it too, and it was called Some Kinda Wonderful. So when I invented the name of the group, I think, hey, I'm singing soul, and it's wonderful. So I call it so kind of wonderful.
Mm.
And with people like yourself and the media, you know, we've even got companies like Soul Tracks who write reviews.
Oh,
Big
yes,
reviews.
yes,
And the
yes.
Soul Legends, they've just written a review about Soul Kind of Wonderful, and they're talking about one of the songs, Never Knew Love. So you can listen to that if you log on to that website. And it's great because Soul Kind of Wonderful has now happened, and our star continues to rise.
Excellent, excellent. And you've been around for about 10 years. Is it 10 years or just
To be
over?
professional, Esther, yeah. As in between my, you know, my teaching as a science, physics and chemistry teacher, I've done it.
Excellent.
The physics and chemistry it's not that I wanted to leave the profession, it's
Mm.
just that this thing has now opened my classroom to a bigger audience. So
Mm.
I may be at the Warner's holiday park doing their thing, I may be on a cruise, I may be in the theatre, I may be in Broccoli, I may be in Southeast London, but whatever it is, I'm still teaching. I'm still teaching.
And in winding down, Richie, you know, if there's anything that you would like to leave with someone who's following a dream, who still may be sitting on the fence, what is that you would say to them?
What I'd say is, never let anyone tell you that you can't do it. Always go ahead and do it yourself, because you'll find the place in your life that allows you to do it, or place in your life that allows you to stop. So many people stop when they're so close to success and they don't know it. I have changed my life. I've been a professional, I've been a school teacher, and now I'm a professional singer, and now I'm moving forward to the next level in my life.
And what is that? What is the next
level? My next level is to continue to perform the beautiful music of soul and Motown, the drifters on Motown, to write songs that are influenced by that. My album's coming out, and my next level is to seek the success that this album deserves. And I'm getting the reaction, because if I didn't, people like yourself wouldn't be on board.
Excellent, excellent. A lovely ending to this.
Thank you. Thank you very
But
much.
thank you so much. Thank you for your
You're
patience, and wishing you all the best. And I hope to see you at one of your gigs this year. Ladies and
Please,
gentlemen,
you've got my date sheet, right?
I have got your date sheet. So
Please come along.
yeah.
Please come along.
I just surprise you. All right,
God
bless.
willing.
Thank
Release
you.
the peace. Release the peace.
Release the peace.
Hey.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Every day I walk down the same old street. The people look down at the folks they meet. They never ever look each other in the eye. I guess I don't know why, but I've got to try. I'm gonna fight for the right to be happy. I wanna do what I know to be true. I wanna talk about the sunshine. Everybody's in town, grooving in a state of mind. I'm gonna live the life I love. Love the life I live. I'm gonna take the time to give a little love and live it up, live it up. Live it up, live it up. I'm not a poet nor a medicine man, a supermodel, but I do what I can. I'm coming in like a roller coaster. I'm gonna get some love and I gotta get close. I'm gonna fight for the right to be happy. I wanna do what I know to be true. I wanna talk about the sunshine. Everybody's in town. We're grooving in a state of mind. I'm gonna live the life I love. I wanna love the life I live. I wanna take the time to give a little love and live it up, live it up. Live it up, live it up. Life is like a roller coaster. One day you're up and the next day you're down. Lord, I need to take the trouble to find a way to get across to you.
Frames worn by Esther Austin on the show today are sponsored by Run It First.